And I'm always wanting to hold that together, being together with my colleagues in the team and together with the stakeholders.
Right.
Because we do not create... I sometimes say that the team meeting is the equivalent of a soccer team on the training ground. Mm-hmm. It's not the game. Mm-hmm. The game is not when the team are having their team meeting. That's not where the value is created. That's where the training is important and the coming together is important. But the game is when we're out there in our ones and our twos and threes, partnering with the customers, the investors, the employees. That's where the value is created.
So I guess you do team development around real tasks, not to accomplish them, but not to lose contact to the goals.
So let me go back to the story.
Okay.
And then I'll come on to that. The story was, with each team, before we did their major team event, we would get them to identify their critical stakeholders. And a critical stakeholder is somebody without whom we cannot create sustained value. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what makes them a critical stakeholder. Somebody that we can't succeed without a good relationship with. And then we would get them to go out in ones and twos and interview those stakeholders. Mm-hmm. And we gave them some of the major questions that we wanted them to cover. And when they came back, they wanted to do PowerPoint presentations. Mm-hmm. You have to step into the shoes of the people you interviewed. And the rest of the team will role play themselves, mm-hmm. which is a paradoxical mm-hmm. intervention. Because mm-hmm. teams do, when mm-hmm. you ask them, they caricature their own way of being. And they would interview, and the two who'd gone off to interview some of the employees would start giving feedback to the team. The team leader would say to the person next to him, clearly a troublemaker, mm-hmm. write down his name. So they would caricature what happened in the space between them. Mm-hmm. And at the end of this little role play, when the team leader had said, thank you very much, we've listened to your feedback, very helpful, thank you. We'd say, stay and roll, but now you're in the corridor, you're out of earshot. What are you now saying about the meeting you've just been in? Mm-hmm. And what are you, team, saying about the people you've just interviewed?
Yeah.
Then what we have is what Chris Ardress and Donald Shud would have called a double loop learning. Because now the dynamic is in the room. We can see the pattern whereby we defend against the feedback. We label the individual. We don't hear the dance or the dynamic.
Yeah.
Right, because we're part of it.
Yeah, this is what we did in family therapy. We always did open stuff discussions, and the family could listen to us.
Then talk about what it is.
And this had the effect that we stopped to think about people in a way that could not be transparent, and this changed our attitude.
Right. Yes. And there's a whole group, I think, in Finland who work in mental health, who say you must never have a discussion about a patient without the patient being in the room.
Right.
And the other, so it's all the network gets together with them.
Yeah.
So you hold a strict kind of transparent collaboration.